Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning. Welcome into WKYT This Morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope yours is off to a great start on this October 2nd.
Heading for the weekend. And now at 6:30, the Vatican has just released new details about Kim Davis's meeting with the Pope during his historic trip to the U.S.
The latest from Oregon, where a gunman is dead after killing 9 people at a community college.
And 2 Louisville children come home and find a stranger sleeping in their bed.
We have some showers out and about, mainly for the southeastern zones at this moment. Here comes a plume of moisture our direction. That plume of moisture is coming from one thing, Hurricane Joaquin. I'll show you the latest forecast, how that's going to affect our weekend, coming up in a few minutes.
We'll see you then. WKYT This Morning, beginning with a developing story. After days of confusion, the Vatican has just issued a statement this morning about Pope Francis's meeting with Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis.
Well, the Vatican says the Pope's meeting, quote, should not be considered a form of support of her position. That's the end of the quote there. Davis has become a focal point in the gay marriage debate in the U.S. because of her refusal to sign marriage licenses for gay couples. The Vatican says Francis met with Davis last week in Washington, D.C., and that the Pope and Davis did not talk about the details of her complex case. In the latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll, a majority, 51%, think that Davis should be required to issue marriage licenses. 42% think she should not be forced to.
Of course, we'll be following up on that through the day. Now, we have some more details this morning about a breaking news alert that we brought you on the late news last night.
Yeah, we've learned that a person was critically injured after being hit by a car in Lexington. Victor Puente is live for us this morning with new details on this story.
Lexington police tell us they don't expect to file any charges against that driver, but they say they are still investigating this crash. It happened last night around 10:45 on Red Mile Road. Lexington police tell us a woman had just turned onto the road from South Broadway when a man walked into her lane from the left shoulder. She hit him, causing what police are calling life-threatening injuries. He was brought here to the emergency room. Police haven't released his identity, only saying he's a middle-aged man. They also haven't released the identity of that driver. The Traffic Reconstruction Unit is in charge of the investigation into the crash, and again, right now, police say they don't anticipate filing any charges against that driver. Live in Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Well, in Boyd County, a pedestrian has died after being hit by a train. Ashland police say the overnight crash happened behind Hillcrest Apartments at Tunnel Hill. The victim's name has not yet been released.
The first week of classes at an Oregon community college has been shattered after a mass shooting. Investigators say 26-year-old Chris Mercer was armed with multiple guns when he shot and killed 9 people at Umpqua Community College in Roseburg. That's about 180 miles south of Portland. One person says a teacher was shot in the head. Another survivor says the gunman demanded that his victims state their religion before he started shooting.
Let me be very clear. I will not name the shooter. I will not give him the credit he probably sought prior to this horrific and cowardly act. Media will get the name confirmed in time, but you will never hear me mention his name.
We spend over $1 trillion and pass countless laws and devote entire agencies to preventing terrorist attacks on our soil, and rightfully so. And yet, we have a Congress that explicitly blocks us from even collecting data on how we could potentially reduce gun deaths. How can that be?
The shooter was shot and killed by the police in a gun battle there in that horrific setting there in Oregon yesterday.
Well, police say wet roads are to blame for a crash in eastern Kentucky that killed 2 women. Your News Today shared with us some video of the scene on the Mountain Parkway near the Magoffin-Morgan County line. Investigators say that a car spun around on the wet roads and was T-boned by a second vehicle. 2 women in the first car were killed. 2 people in the second car were hurt. No names have been released. It was a somber night on the high school football field in Bath County. Dozens gathered to honor 15-year-old Waylon Daughtry. The teen was killed in a crash last week, just days after another Bath County student was seriously injured in another crash.
We're coming up on 6:35 on WKYT this morning, and the owner of a Lexington coffee shop says her store will no longer accept cash after the store was robbed for a 4th time. Common Grounds on Heartland Parkway was robbed again last night. Police say the suspect was driving a blue SUV and pulled a gun on the employees there. They say a witness tried to follow the gunman but eventually lost sight of him. New this morning, multiple search and rescue crews were able to find 2 missing teenagers and their dog in the Red River Gorge. According to the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Facebook page this morning, the teens went hiking and they ran out of daylight. A 4-person team eventually found the teens in a shelter about 1.5 miles down a hiking trail. Crew members say the teens did the right thing by finding shelter after the sun went down.
A federal judge has ruled in favor of a nationally syndicated newspaper columnist. The Kentucky Board of Examiners of Psychology tried to block John Rosemond's column from being published in the state after a complaint that his advice was unethical. Rosemond then filed a First Amendment lawsuit. This week, the judge ruled that the board's actions were unconstitutional. The judge says Rosemond's speech deserves the highest level of constitutional protection. Well, bingo hall organizers in Middlesboro say the city's recent smoking ban is bad for business. The ban went into effect in August. Since then, bingo hall organizers say attendance has plummeted. Some of them say they've actually had to cancel bingo on some nights because so few people actually show up. The smoking ban does not allow people to smoke within 20 feet of an entrance to any public place. Bingo hall organizers say that they've started a petition to allow smoking in bingo halls. An issue that was fought out in Lexington some years ago. 6:36 now, a man is in jail after police say 2 children found the stranger sleeping in their house. Louisville police say Ryan Tweedy broke into a home, took a shower, changed clothes, and then took a nap in a bedroom. 2 children found him when they came home from school. Tweedy, who is now charged with burglary. The kids called the police as soon as they saw him there. So, yikes.
Yeah. All right. Something is about to happen in Lexington that has never happened before. The Breeders' Cup is coming to Keeneland later this month.
A lot of excitement over this. And, of course, thousands of people expected to visit the track starting today, which happens to be the opening of the fall meet. And WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is live at Keeneland with details on some of the new things this year.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Yes, it's chilly, but it doesn't matter. It's the opening day of Keeneland's fall meet. I want to show you guys something. If you take a look over here at the track, it's the early morning training here at Keeneland. It's always a cool sight to see. And Keeneland officials say they've been preparing for this month for 1.5 years. You'll notice several changes at this year's fall meet. These new additions put into place as Keeneland hosts the Breeders' Cup a few days after the Keeneland fall meet ends. There are 7 temporary buildings, new loge box seating, all added to accommodate an extra 10,000 people at the track for the upcoming Breeders' Cup. You can experience these temporary seating options during the fall meet this year. Now, because of these additions, clubhouse parking and the Louisville lot have been closed. To help traffic, there have been 2 new entrances. Gate 4 and 5, located on Van Meter Road, will be open. As for the races, this opening weekend, Fall Stars Weekend, will feature 7 Breeders' Cup qualifying races. Keeneland's fall meet is open until the 24th. There are no races on Mondays and Tuesdays, and the gates open at 11 o'clock this morning, and the race post time is scheduled for 1:05. At Keeneland, live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
All right, fun to see those horses out there.
Yeah, it is really neat. It gets you pumped up for Keeneland.
All right, opening day.
Yeah.
Our time this morning is coming up on 6:39.
And here's something else getting pumped up for. The wait almost over for some dedicated Big Blue fans.
Tickets for Big Blue Madness will be handed out tonight. Hundreds of fans have been camping out all week long despite the poor weather to get their hands on free tickets to a UK basketball practice. Their dedication was rewarded last night. There he is, Coach John Calipari, and some of the players handed out pizza and signed autographs during a surprise visit. Tickets for Big Blue Madness will again handed out tonight at 10 o'clock. And the coach told them about the team a little bit, says that he's all excited for the season to come. So you see that he sort of addressed the crowd.
Yeah,
there.
you can tell there are a lot of excited fans out there for sure.
The Louisville Slugger Museum and Factory is honoring a 19th century championship baseball team from Louisville.
The museum says it plans to celebrate the 125th anniversary of the 1890 American Association champion Louisville Colonels. A special exhibit will be on display in the museum's lobby area beginning tomorrow. It'll stay open through November 1st. So maybe a good weekend to get in some museums, something indoor.
Nice little road trip if you get a chance for that. All right, it's time to check live drive traffic, see how things are moving out on the roads this morning. And let's do that. Officer Don.
Hey, good morning. Well, things are moving pretty light with no major issues to deal with right now and really no wrecks in the way. A lot better situation than we had yesterday morning as we get a live look at Manowar and Sir Bart, the city coming to life there in the Hamburg area. Overall view on the Waze map, we're looking good on the circle and on the interstate. Of course, traffic's light around the schools on Clays Mill between Jesse Clark and Lexington Catholic. You always see a little delay there this time of the morning, but not this morning. That was school out. And we're okay on the exit ramp, too, from New Circle to Alumni. I had a report of a stalled car, but it looks like that's cleared. Now back to you in the studio.
All right. I guess it's nice, some of those sleeping in this morning.
Yeah, it would be nice if you had the day off, wouldn't it? Such a rainy day.
Good weather for that. All right. More news coming up on WKYT on your Friday morning as we head for the weekend. Great to have you with us.
So would you take a walk across this glass bridge? It happens to be 600 feet up in the air,
so I have my answer already.
So yeah, that could change your answer. Many in this country are quite excited about it. We'll tell you where you can find this sky-high experience after weather.
And we're looking at more rain in the forecast today. Not only that, but we're watching Joaquin off into the Atlantic, just throwing that moisture northbound. How much are we expecting, and when are we expecting it to get on out of here? I'll have that coming up in a few minutes.